All right, it's New Year's Eve and I'm starting my calorie-based diet using MyFitnessPal. All right, and what I'm going to be doing is talking a little bit about my diet, but mainly showing you how to prepare meals that are manageable and that you can eat on a diet. And some of the meals will be really light in calories, and some of them will be higher. I'll have a daily limit of 2,100 calories, and as I lose weight, that'll go down. But it starts at 2,100 calories, and I'm trying to balance between carbs, proteins, and fats. The main aspects of my diet are to cut carbs or reduce carbs, and then reduce the amount of fat by using low-fat items, and then reducing the amount of fried food. And if I can do those three things, I'll probably be pretty successful. All right, tonight we're having a meal. We're having a 6-ounce steak. It's a New York strip. We're having canned green beans and corn, and then we're having potatoes cooked in the oven in tinfoil. All right, and what I got is I got one red potato, 120 grams. I think it's 110 calories. And what we're going to do is, this is the first thing we're going to cook, is we got the oven set on 275. We're going to get a serving of, I'm using, you probably can't see that, I'm using light butter, Betty Crocker. It's 35 calories. We'll go 1 serving of butter. A little salt, a little pepper. A little salt, a little pepper. A little onion powder. And we're going to wrap this up. Doesn't really matter how you wrap it up, but you do want your potatoes in the middle. Wrap that up, put it in the oven. We're cooking this on 275 for about 1 hour and 10 minutes. You can up your heat and cook it for less, but this gives me a chance to go ahead and get this started, get my steak seasoned and my green beans soaking. And then I find something else to do for 1 hour and I come back and I finish up. All right, for our green beans, I like the Italian green beans, the fat green beans, but you could also use fresh green beans and fresh corn, but you won't see me using a whole lot of fresh stuff. It's mainly going to be out of a can. All right, we're going to drain our green beans in the pot. Take our chicken broth. Pour our chicken broth in. If I can find anything. A little salt. A little salt, a little pepper. A little onion powder. Bought some garlic powder, but I don't know where it's at. And then I'd use a little garlic powder if you got it. Okay? And we're going to let those soak. Alright? Steaks. Always starting off with a little salt, a little pepper, a little salt. Not a lot. This is pretty light. Pretty light. Oil just helps them cook a little bit better. And we'll be cooking these in an iron skillet. Just a little oil. I don't even add it to my calorie intake. It just helps it cook a little bit better. And I think for 6-ounce steaks, it was like 350 calories. So this meal is really, in my opinion, for a large person like myself, pretty light. Okay, we got a little oil, a little pepper. Now we got a little, whatever seasoning you like to use the best. We use Uncle Chris's or just use salt and pepper. Salt and pepper's really good too. Light coat of Uncle Chris's. All right, 9 minutes of prep, and I'm going to set this for an hour and 5 minutes. There we go. We'll be back. All right, our potatoes are done, so we're going to pull them out. Our green beans have been soaking, so we're going to cook them on just a little bit higher than low. And then we got our corn. Alright, and then we're going to bump our oven up to 400. Okay, and I also have my iron skillet heating, and what I'm looking for, this is about ready, is for the iron skillet to start smoking. And when it smokes, that tells me it's about ready, And we're going to add a little bit of oil. That'll cool the pan off momentarily. And then for our corn, basically you're going to do everything we got. Little Chris's steak seasoning, little pepper, little onion, found the garlic powder, all right. Well, garlic powder, it looks like our steaks are ready to go on. We're going to cook these for 2 minutes, or for a minute on each side, and then put them in the oven for 2 minutes. And when I cook steak, I'm making sure that it's rare. I don't want it any more than medium. So I'm willing, you know, you may want to cook yours a little bit longer. These steaks aren't real thick, but we're shooting for pretty rare. Check our potatoes. We want our potatoes, if you can see them, I know the light's bad. Try and get that fixed here soon. Is that we can move them around, they're not stuck to the bottom, they're good to go. Probably want to turn on your exhaust fan. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, we're going to flip our steaks. We may go a little bit longer on this side. I think we'll go about 1.5 minutes. And normally we would probably have a bigger piece of steak. I wanted to cut one in half, so that's kind of how I ended up on 6 ounces. I normally like it to be 8 to 10. You want to make sure you get full, and you can always, it's easy to save calories throughout the day. I'm going to let these go just a little bit longer. Oh yeah, I think that'll be pretty good. I'm gonna go about just a little bit longer. That side's going down, so we want to make sure we get it as cooked as we want it. All right, we're gonna put these in the oven for 2 minutes. We'll go ahead and plate our potatoes. On the potatoes, an hour and a half is probably a little long for some of you. You could probably go. All right, we're gonna check our steaks. All right, that looks about perfect. It should be pretty rare. We'll plate it and let it rest. And we'll be back. Normally let those rest about 5 minutes. All right, and here's the final product. And if you can see our steak, we're pretty rare, and that's where we like to be. So if you're wanting it to be more like medium, probably 1:30 on each side, and then 3 minutes in the cooker, or something similar to that. But that's how we eat our steak. So we're gonna go enjoy it.